All right, what's happening, folks? Welcome into the channel. My name is Jason. Today is Tuesday, the 11th. This month is flying by as well, just like kind of like the last ones did. It's craziness how fast months are just flying by. So, Kingmakers, new sponsor of my channel. You'll notice I have a new banner up on top there of the YouTube page, which was just done just a couple days ago. I added the Kingmakers logo on there as they are a new sponsor of my channel. They sent me some cigars for review, and one of the ones they've sent me was this Persona No.1. Now, I've already smoked this cigar. I've actually smoked two of them, and I thought they were great. I have some notes right here in the back. So what I did was when I was smoking the cigar, I took notes because I bought a domain, which is strictlycigars.com. And I'm going to be adding information from these cigars along with some pictures, and it'll have a bunch of stuff about the cigar, where you can get it from, and all those other fine things. And that's going to be my next project coming up. So I have all my information right back here about the cigar. The reason why I didn't smoke it and then kind of do a review is because it was, it's snowing here, and I started lighting the cigar up when I was outside, and then ended up smoking it, but I ended up moving into the garage because it got too cold outside. And then when I was in the garage, it was super cold in there, so I ended up finishing it up in there, but it wasn't snowing on me, which was kind of nice. So anyway, finishing with the cigar, took a bunch of notes, have them compressed right here, so let's talk about it. So first of all, appearance and construction. It's got like a triple band on there. It's got a foot band, and then one in the middle here, one on the top. It's obviously got their logo on there. It's got a pigtail cap. Hopefully you can see that. I'll see if I can get the camera to focus on that. A Robusto size cigar. This is a natural, not such a dark wrapper on this. It does have an oily sheen on it though as well. I don't know if you can see that or not, but got a little bit of oil on there. It's also not very minimal veins, no soft spots at all, at least not in the cigars that I've smoked, and I've smoked two of those. Very, very good construction. So let's talk about pre-light and aroma of the cigar. So the wrapper it's got like a nice kind of like a cocoa-ish kind of aroma. There's a little bit of earthiness there as well. The foot kind of almost got like a kind of like a sweeter, almost like a caramel kind of note to it. Pre-light draw, the pre-light draw had a little bit of hint like cedar to it, a little bit of earthiness, nothing very overpowering though. The draw was great, not too tight, not too loose, just enough to get the cigar going. And I always enjoy cigars that are like that, because I know, just like the rest of you out there who enjoy cigars, don't want to go through and start pushing pins through there to get some air flow through there. So this had a very good draw to it. So next up, kind of like a creamy texture in the first third, kind of buttery, creamy. And there was also some sweetness to the cigar that kind of reminded me of like caramel or vanilla, and a little bit of peppery spice on the retrohale, which I thought was great. It adds to the flavors I was talking about before. Very kind of woodsy, kind of like oak or cedar, but it balances out that that sweetness kind of very nicely. And again, the draw was effortless. The burn was even. There was no I didn't have to do any construction or any burn touch-ups or anything like that. It just kept going all the way. And then the second third, the cigar kind of just shifted a little bit to some different flavors. All those flavors from the first third began to fade, so now came like these flavors that came forward now were almost nutty flavors, kind of like almost like almonds or hazelnuts. And then I started picking up some leather and earthy notes along with that a little, which added a little bit more richness to the smoke. The spice picked up too, but it gave it a nice balance, which is something I thought was great. And again, I was still getting kind of that smooth, kind of cool smoke with this cigar. Final third, let me see my notes here. The cigar, I do remember the cigar kind of starting to intensify a little bit. The creamy notes that were there earlier were gone, and now the flavors kind of became deep, a little bit deeper and more robust. Meaning by that some dark chocolate and some coffee notes. And there was a nice, also some toasty finish, like a toasty finish that kind of lingered on the palate a little bit. The spice was still there, but a little bit more in the background. And then those forward flavor, or those flavors that I was talking about before, kind of came forward a little bit. Made it kind of the cigar very, very well rounded. The cigars the flavors in there are actually very enjoyable. Now in terms of strength, not strong at all. Not strong at all. It was, I would say, a lot of people might classify this as medium. I'd say more like the lines of like mild to medium. But what it lacks up in strength, it definitely makes up for in complexity, because of the flavors that evolve from creamy and sweet in the beginning to more nutty and leathery flavors, keeps you interested from start to finish without kind of overwhelming you at any point, meaning that None of that spice, none of that, any of that other stuff overwhelms you. There's enough in there to keep you really interested, which I think is great. So, kind of like my final thoughts, I think the cigar was very good. It's something that anybody, it's approachable by anybody, whether you're a seasoned cigar smoker, a newer cigar smoker, or somewhere in between. You can pick this up and smoke it, and you won't be overwhelmed. Those flavors, again, leave you very interested in the cigar and keep you wanting to smoke it. I actually took a toothpick and put it in the end right there so I could kind of get, you know, all the way down to the nub, they call it. And I thought it was a very good cigar. So if you have any questions, or if you've smoked a cigar, leave them in the comments section down below and let me know if you have. Let me know what your thoughts were. But if you haven't, I would certainly recommend picking up some Kingmakers cigars. Especially this Robusto, this natural. I thought it's approachable by anybody, meaning that you could have any of your friends over. Anybody can pick that cigar up and smoke it. And I'm really looking forward to trying some more of their cigars in their line. They did send me some other ones, which are in tubos. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a little link somewhere up here in the corner. You can check it out. I did a whole unboxing thing with the cigars they sent me. So until the next video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I do want to thank my sponsors of my channel, obviously Kingmakers. Thank you guys again for sponsoring my channel, reaching out. JC Newman, they've been with me since the beginning. And Napa Cigars, if you guys been following my channel, you know I worked for Eric over there for, God, I guess about 9 years. And Eric has been a huge supporter of my channel ever since I started doing this. So Eric is, you know, his store out there, I miss working there a lot. It was a great place to be, and it's definitely truly missed. As far as like a job, it was probably one of the best jobs I've ever had. It was just such a wonderful place to work. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, folks.